Well, hello, friends. It is TexAgs Rewind. I got the fan show guys with me. Guys, what did we talk about on the show? Do you remember, Hunter?
Yes. We talked about Mississippi State, bad OU fans, and what A&M has to do this week to win.
That's very good analysis right there. Or in memory, I forgot what we talked about. Kelly, you started off the show in a bad mood.
I started off negative. I still think we're going to win. Leach gives me nightmares. I'm sorry. It's a personal issue.
Is it weird that he dreams about a coach? Is it a little strange?
I mean, admittedly, I was a coach. Don't I get some credit for that?
A little bit.
No. Okay.
No, I mean,
Do I get any credit for being good looking at least?
I get it if it's Saban or something. Leach. I
just don't think about him. I think about saving the world.
I think about Leach. When I think about Leach, I think he's funny. I
he's in Mensa, right? He's like a genius.
Yeah, he's a genius.
Yeah.
He's a pirate, too, by the way. Hey, so on the show, the fan show guys were here. They were really good, except Seth does not think so. That's okay. Seth texted the show. Ryan Swope getting it done. He was awesome as always. We had John Harris on the program with his scouting report. He's actually very optimistic for A&M taking on Mississippi State. We had OB as always and Stephen McGee joining us to break down all things heading into this Mississippi State game. It is TexAgs Rewind. What did you think of that performance there? The comeback, the falling behind, the comeback, and then finishing it.
I think it's a great thing when you can win a football game that you felt like you left a lot of plays out there. And so I think that feels good to me. Like, obviously, it wasn't a convincing win, and they missed the field goal. But at the end of the day, it's a win, and you love to see your football team be able to grow up quickly and find ways to win those close ones. That's a big step for me. Obviously, it's an every week battle in the SEC West, so they're gonna have to do it again this week. But I'll take a win. Before
we do buy, sell, lease, I want to follow that up with the slowish starts that we have seen from this team. Jimbo did tell me, Miami was a faster start, which is true, and they started the second half great too. But overall, this team has struggled offensively to start games and a little bit defensively as well, at least in the last one.
Well, yeah, I feel like they also get in their own way a lot. Penalties, setbacks, and playing in front of the chains is very important for this offense. I feel like if Jimbo's in second and long and third and long, this offense doesn't have near as much success. It's way more predictable. And eliminating these penalties and delay of games, two guys moving. We had a first down on an easy naked play last week to the fullback and flat. Like, those little things are frustrating. And so I think they'll be able to clean that up. I mean, those are the things, the types of mistakes that I feel like having a quarterback like Max Johnson has been beneficial already, just in when he's been out there. But there's obviously room for improvement.
All right, let's do buy, sell, lease. And OB, I want you to play in this, all right? So let's get ready. Who are you buying, Stephen?
Man, I'm gonna buy Damani Richardson. I know that he's been bought many times before, but this guy's played with a lot of energy, played fast. He's been a difference maker. We saw that again on Saturday. So he's a guy that this defense has to have out there, and I'm excited to see what he does the rest of the year.
OB?
Who do I buy every week, right?
Devon Achane?
Devon Achane. How do you, he's like that guy that sure stock, that the price is high, but you buy it anyway because it's going to pay off. Give me an example.
Amazon.
Okay, there you go. Amazon Achane.
Amazon Achane. I'm going to buy Shamar Stewart. All right?
Yeah.
He is growing up. They're all growing up, but I feel like he had a very impactful couple plays last game, and all these guys are kind of starting to get enough reps under their belt that, what they look like against Sam and Appalachian State isn't who they are right now. They've really grown, and they were pretty good then, but they've grown since that point. All right, sell. Who are you selling? What are you selling?
I'm going to sell this offensive line group. I know we kind of beat a dead horse here, but just a little bit too porous, right? And not making steps in the right direction for me, especially in the pass game, pass pro, their ability to pick up twists and pressures. I think they're going to get a lot more of that, three-man looks that can make their life even more confusing. So until I see it, it's going to be hard for me to buy it.
Okay.
I'm having to sell the entire passing game.
Yeah.
Again, you get 150 yards against an Arkansas pass defense that had given up 325 to Missouri State and everybody else, and now you got to do it without Anais Smith. So I'm going to have to sell it at this point. What have I seen that ever tells me that they're going to be dangerous in the passing game?
Yeah.
I'm selling mistakes to kill drives. Because we've seen a lot of those first downs. No, holding, nope, yeah, illegal proceed, whatever. Like, there's just too many mistakes that are putting you behind the chains more than you should be. Let's get rid of those, and I think your life will be a lot easier. Where is this team today compared to where they were a year ago heading into this game, but now it's Starkville?
I feel like I trust the defense more. Even though the defense last year, had some players on it, I feel like I trust this defense more. And I feel like this defense will be more consistent. I think the secondary is better. And there are a lot of same pieces, but it's just an improved unit. I don't think Mississippi State can throw the ball effectively on that group. And I feel like the front can go get Will Rogers and make his life really, really difficult. So I feel like defensively, this is not going to be a unit that falls apart. Offensively, I still think it's work in progress. I still feel like that is certainly the case. Crazy as it sounds, I think I trust Max making better decisions. And they don't always have to be passing decisions. It can be, hey, we got a pass play call, but I need to check to a run because they only got 5 in the box. It's those kind of things that I think Max will do that I don't think Zach really was all that comfortable doing last year. And I just feel like A&M's overall team speed and talent is a step above where it was last year. But I feel like the defense, albeit gave up some yards a little bit, both, on the ground, but I think through the air, KJ Jefferson, who had just been lighting teams up really and having his way with defense, has really struggled trying to find anything in the secondary that was positive. So I feel like this is a better matchup. Mississippi State's going to run the ball a little bit, but not a whole lot. They're going to throw it. DJ Durkin's going to bring, I think, a lot of different types of pressures, and he can do that. But he can also just let his front four go and get after the quarterback. So I feel like the defense is in a better spot, and that's going to help overall when you go on the road. That defense shuts them down. I think they're going to end up with a takeaway that Max and the offense will then use to put in the end zone and kind of move this one away in A&M's favor. You're right. It's Mississippi State. And it doesn't matter where you play Mississippi State. It's proven last year. But I think Starkville is a very difficult place to play. And they're going to have to create their own juice in this one. And I think they've done it before, but that was some Johnny Magic that really kind of got them going. Where does it come from? Kellen Mond had a big day there a few years ago. Where does that come from in 2022? I think they'll feed off the defense, and that defensive juice, I think, will flow over and they'll end up getting this win.
Can they get it done against Mississippi State, who likes to throw the ball quickly? That's what Will Rogers does. 2 or 3 seconds, he's finding his guy. Yep.
Well, yeah, our D-line has been fantastic. And our entire defense has been fantastic. I just love how they play, how they swarm to the football, they create turnovers, and they look like they're having fun. And, if I'm going to go, that's another, that defensive line, if I'm going to bet money, I'm betting money on them because they've been very consistent, and there's depth there too. So, and it looks like Cussall looks like we're going to be having some more depth. Had big day in the recruiting field, looks like. So they continue to get after it over there. It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it is so much fun to watch. I'm going to ask you a question that I think you typically. I'm going to let you take it whatever direction you want, but I know the way your brain works. Have you paid attention to any Big 12 football recently, and maybe any particular game that you would like to talk about?
Oh, man. I think that Texas Tech TU game was pretty interesting. So my mom went to Tech and my dad went to Texas. So that was, there's always a little house rivalry bet going on between my parents. And my mom won a little bit of money last weekend, thanks to the Longhorns coming out flat and losing. So, all in all, it was you hate to see it.
Hey, Ryan, I got to ask this because I think as parents, we're always going to root for our children, right? Like our team and whatnot. Does your dad root for A&M anytime it's not playing Texas unless you're on the field?
No, I think me and my brother, we converted him pretty well.
Good.
Brainwashed him. And I think, if the Aggies are on TV or the Longhorns are on TV, I think that he would, he'd keep it on the A&M game.
You know, it's funny. My wife went to Texas, but we only watch Aggie football in our house. We don't even talk Texas at all. She wears Aggie shirts, so that just tells you. And my kids don't even know what that school is. So we've done a good job at our house as well, my friend.
Hey, that's good. You got to brainwash those Longhorns sometimes.
We got a lot of really fast dudes that could. I mean, I could see where a defense could be stressed by that amount of speed on the field at one time.
This is a lot of speed. It is. If you go back and look at like the good receiving cores we've had in the past, like when we had Courtney and Kendrick Rogers and Osmond, they were all good receivers. They didn't have this speed.
But they just need the offensive line to take another step each week, get to the Alabama game even better.
And if we line up if we line up with two backs like we do a lot, and so the defense is thinking run, and then we motion Achain out, so he's got a linebacker sitting on him, run a wheel route from there or something along. I mean, I'm no football expert, but I'm thinking to myself, you line up Achain in the backfield with another guy, they're thinking run. We motion him out. They got to line up a run-stopping linebacker up against Achain in open field. Yeah. I like my odds.
Well, has there ever been a superstar athlete that has had his name mentioned different ways more than Devon Achain?
I know.
We've got Devin Achain. We've got Devon.
Did I butcher it?
No, I butchered it.
I don't know if you butchered it, but
that's what he's saying.
Fairly certain it's Devon
Achain or Achain or
some people call him Devin. Some people call him Mark. I don't understand that.
Hey, let's make it official right now. What is his name?
I'm going with Devon Achain.
Devon Achain.
Yeah.
That's how I've heard it said, and I've heard him respond that way. Yeah. And
I mean, he's no Brett Favre, but
I remember Bronny, like when the kid committed. I remember Bronny actually on the show going, I remember his name is Devon Achain is how it's pronounced.
I apparently still butchered it, and that's okay.
And there's the new guy, Samu, and I won't even try to say his last name because I have to write it phonetically, who's going to be at A&M next year. So I just call him Samu for Bronny listening. All right, gentlemen. Is the offense doing enough? The answer is obviously no. But is it doing enough to beat Mississippi State? Can you keep Mississippi State under 21 points?
All right. I'll be more positive than these two.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay. So are we doing enough? Obviously not. We haven't done very much all season. But I think we saw enough, especially in that first drive, that 93-yard drive where we go down, we run the ball. It was very reminiscent of that Florida in 2020. And where we said, you know what? Let's just run the ball. Let's just get moving. And like you said, the O-line will be the tested part, especially because our O-line and the way that our offense is set up, they've got to communicate. And now they're going to have to communicate, non-verbally.
First SEC road game of the season,
especially those dumb cowbells. And so they say it's incredibly loud. That stadium's really loud, especially down the field. It's hard to hear, and so that we'll see. But I think if the O-line plays well and we can control the ball and run the ball, and with our, like I said, with our secondary, that's the best secondary in the SEC. I really truly believe that. I mean, there's studs all over our secondary.
Well, gentlemen, if you like this show, what are you supposed to do?
Subscribe.
Yes.
I'm going to like it.
He already said if you like it.
Oh.
I don't think I said anything. Oh, if you like it.
We said like.
You got to click the thumbs up button.
But you have to actually physically.
Okay.
You can like it. And there's a lot of people who watch, right? You watch video. You're not.
By the way, I subscribed on YouTube.
I do on shows that I like, that I really like. I like it. I subscribe. I'll even comment on it.
Like Seth does. Comment like Seth does.
All right, everybody, as we close the show, does everybody think A&M's going to win this weekend? Wait, you do?
I do.
Yes.
I played the fifth.
Tune in next week.
But if I were able to get a camera in your house 5 minutes before the game.
We're winning big.
Yeah,
we're
winning
by 30.
4 touchdowns.
Yeah, we're winning by 30.
Give him a few beers right before the game. 4 touchdown win.
All right, ladies and gentlemen and people, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.